The weekly show that now has a name, Dell's Ducks Weekly on dellsduckshockey.com. Tonight we're back again with Coach Bill Zaniboni and assistant coach Jake Hebeisen, they're both preparing to attend different events in the coming weeks, beginning with the Janesville Showcase, and then the Chowder Cup tournament that some of the local players or the Duck players are going to be in. And so it's just business as usual after July 4th, I guess.
Yeah, it was business on July 4th, but yeah. Yeah. Just getting ready for travel. So.
Yep.
Tonight we're going to talk about some of the players that you'll be seeing this year with the Dallas Ducks, including a handful of returning players, 6 in total. Let's start with a goaltender from last year, Robbie Meadows, I believe from the Detroit area. Unfortunately was hurt at the end of last year, comes back with a lot to prove. Don't you think, Bill?
Yeah, I think, I think he still finished second in his numbers in the league. You know, he only had 4 losses for us all year before he got hurt. He got hurt right after Christmas time on our college tour up in northern Michigan. And yeah, I mean, Robbie's the third-year guy. You know, he has a lot to prove. I think more to himself, that he feels confident in coming back and strengthen that leg, and you know, ready to carry a load and kind of take goalies under his wings and kind of make sure that they get established and ready to be guys when they're his age too. So, you know, Robbie's a great kid in the locker room and off of the ice, and you know, we're very excited to have a guy like that come back for us. You know, John Selly Hansen did a remarkable job for us last year. I think he played 28 straight games for us, and you know, he was a big reason that we were in the finals of the Busch Cup. So, you know, those are shoes that we're looking to fill, and you know, Robbie is a guy with experience, and we think he can do it. And you know, we got another kid coming in that is definitely capable of pushing Robbie too. So it's going to be exciting to see.
Yeah, it's always nice to have that stability in the back, that's for sure.
Yeah.
The next one I wanted to ask about, Jake, is a player that I called a forward a couple weeks ago, Johnny Schwartz, the longest serving member of the Dallas Ducks. He'll be the first three-season member of the team, and he is a defenseman, and he has played all over. He's done whatever you've asked for the previous 2 seasons, and he seems like he's a valuable cog as well.
Yeah, I think so. We converted Johnny with probably, I'd say, a month and a half left in the season last year, defense from forward. And usually it's nicer to see, I think, defense go to forwards because they have that mindset as opposed to forwards coming back. Sometimes it makes me personally a little bit nervous, but Johnny really embraced kind of that defensive shutdown role, making simple plays. I think maybe being a winger helped him out with his vision from the back end. He makes smart breakout passes. So really excited to have a full year to work with him now on the back end and really see kind of where he can take his game.
Now, he did come in late in the year, but he was a little bit prepared because I think he did practice as your 7th defenseman during most of the season, probably after McCutcheon left him, right?
Yeah, he kind of split time.
Yeah.
You know, he took his reps at forward, he took his reps at D, just because we were kind of grooming him to be able to be that utility guy to come back on the back end in case of injuries or trades or whatever.
Yeah, I think, you know, the thing about Johnny, I think what helped him out a lot was he's really a student of the game.
Yeah.
You know, there's times where I come in and him and Jake are doing one-on-one video session together, and you know, he is not afraid to, you know, look at another guy like Tyler Jacobson, our captain last year, and ask him questions and talk to him. And, you know, Jimmy, I think he's seen it at our tryout camp in Kenosha. I mean, he's always trying to get better and learn different aspects of the position. And you know, I think that's what really makes him valuable, is he's ready for criticism and to take it in a positive way to move forward.
Now the other defenseman, you know, and this is just the best news you could have all summer, is Jake Steima from Rockford, a guy who just, like, he had such a great season, but just really became a phenomenal player, and he was the key in the postseason run, I thought. He's a very offensive-minded defenseman, but you can't overlook his ability in his own end either. He's just a great all-around player, isn't he?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I know that was his big thing coming in last year, was that he liked to move pucks and everything, and we definitely didn't hold him back, and he really flourished into a puck mover. But as you mentioned, he's no slouch on his back end. I mean, he wouldn't be seeing so many penalty kill minutes if he was a liability. It's great to have Jake back. He's a guy who plays all sorts of situations and logged about 30-35 minutes a game in the playoffs for us. And I think he's going to be taking on a big leadership role this year, and I think it's going to be great for the guys coming in to see the passion he plays the game with.
Now, there is another defenseman too. The Hefner brothers are reportedly both coming back. One of them is Bradley Hefner, who wore the A last year, was a real leader on the team, and he's a rock on the blue line, isn't he?
Yeah.
More like a stump, but yeah.
Yeah, no, Bradley is definitely he's a terror at 5'6" or 5'7", whatever he is. But he is he leads by example out there on the ice. He's not afraid of anybody, and he I think was recognized by the league this last year, making the All-Star team, which is a very nice accolade, I think, for him to receive. He plays great both ways. He saw a little bit of power play time, but he was probably our most consistent penalty killer. He'll step in front of any shot near him. So it'll definitely be great to have that little agitator back.
Yeah, and he plays a lot bigger than people would think. You said he's 5'6", 5'7", but he does it all, and he even he dropped the gloves once or twice last year, and he just seems like the kind of guy that'll do whatever it takes, really.
Yeah, he wants to win for sure, and that's definitely not something that we ever ask of him. Is for him to drop the gloves. He's another guy like Steinman that played a ton of minutes for us.
Yep.
And those are guys that you don't want to see in the box, especially for 5 minutes. But emotion is emotion, and he definitely plays a lot of it. So, and I think that's why he's very good at this level. So.
Twin brother Brady Hefner, another player who maybe found himself in a couple of different roles last year, a little bit like Johnny, I guess. He was maybe one of your bigger goal scorers early in the season. He's got an incredible ability to find an opening and kind of disappear, and then people get he just lets that shot go when he gets the pass. I don't know. I think like a Pat LaFontaine or somewhere. He just kind of disappears, and all of a sudden he gets the pass and it's in the net. And down the stretch and in the postseason, he played a key role as a checking forward, and he handled both of them really well, I thought.
Yeah, what I think Brady really grew last year in his education of the game, and what I mean by that is he was still a power play guy. No matter whatever line he was playing on, and whatever his role was during the game, he was always a power play guy because of his threat. And he understood, when to be the threat and when to be more disciplined. And like his play in the defensive zone in playoffs was immaculate for us. I think his back checking and understanding position, where to play it, without the puck, really grew last year. And we're looking for him to be a big guy for us this year. We lost a kid named Nick Alberto, who I thought really controlled a lot of the games.
Yeah.
We were going to lose a kid, Brett Johnson, who was another kid that could control the pace of a game. And Brady's a guy a third-year guy with a little bit of North American League experience that we expect him to come in here and be a leader, on and off the ice for sure. So he's, I think both of them have a good future in the game, and I think we're really excited to get all of our guys back that played for us last year.
Okay, let me just mention one more player, last but not least, Joey Bauer, a player who seemed like he got better every time he stepped on the ice last year. He was a young player who kind of learned I think he came right out of high school to play here, and he just knew at the end of last year that he was going to be a much better player a season later, and I think there was a lot of talk coming out of Pleasant Prairie a couple weeks ago when you had the tournament there. You guys were both very impressed with the way he played, and he looks like he's really ready to go to another level.
Yeah, you know what? He's put on, I don't know, maybe 15 pounds of muscle. And, you know, my biggest thing when I saw him is if it was going to slow him down. And it definitely did not seem that way all weekend. And I think he took the summer very seriously, you know, off the ice, and he's put himself in a good spot. You know, he's wanting to play college hockey, and I think he's kind of understanding that more. You know, he had ups and downs last year for sure, and that's going to come with the first year guy kind of learning the ins and the outs. And I think he handled it very well, and he matured as it went on, and that's good to see. I mean, that's, you know, our main goal is to make sure when the kids leave here that they're more mature as a person. You know, everything that we talk about is life lessons that kind of relate to hockey. So, yeah, I think he took a lot of it personally, and kind of put it, you know, deep down inside of him and had it fuel him for the summer. And I think we'll see with all these guys that are coming back, you know, we're one goal away. So as much as that, you know, that we talk about it and I guess replay the game over and over in our heads and watch a video of it, those kids do too. You know, as fun as it is for us, it's for those kids that it's going to sit with for the rest of their lives, whether they win or lose. So, you know, I think with the 6 guys that you just mentioned, you know, I think we got a really good, close group core coming back that I think we're pretty happy with what we're building around them right now. So.
Yeah, and we're going to move on and talk about another trio of players that are kind of on the bubble right now because they're looking at some other opportunities. But before we do, there's a handful of these guys that are going to be together again. I believe next week, Bill, at the Chowder Cup tournament. It's a very prestigious tournament in the Boston area. And this is really a real high level of competition for these guys, isn't it?
Yeah, that would probably be the best way to say it. You know, they're going to be playing against a lot of Division I college hockey players, and you know, some guys that are drafted in the NHL. And it's more about the experience and kind of seeing maybe as a reality check for some guys of where you fit in as a player. But I think all in all, you're going out there just to kind of showcase yourself. I mean, it's very highly skilled. And the East has a lot of good top tier Division III schools. And you know, I just talked to Colin Cross tonight, and you know, we're sending out some letters for him to some of these schools that this is his schedule and this is where he'll be playing at and stuff like that. So these guys are looking at it in the right way, and I think they understand. You know, we're not going there to win a championship. We're going there to have some fun. Get the experience while playing in a big environment like that, and hopefully something happens for one of them.
And okay, so let's move on and talk about 3 guys that are hoping to take their game to the next level. They've reached the final camp stage with different NAHL teams, and we'll start with the guy who abused the Zamboni door more than anybody this year, Jari Nightenbach. Probably one of the hardest checkers that I've ever seen. He endured a rough offseason, obviously, with the injury to his hand. But he must be way ahead of schedule because he's planning to attend an NA camp, and things are looking pretty good for him.
Yeah, I mean, Yari's a guy that off-season probably could have went a little better. And,
yeah.
You know, he's still got the main camp to go to Corpus, and you know, I think he's positive about it for sure, and I think that's obviously helped his rehab. You know, it gives him something to fuel for,
right,
and a goal to set. So, you know, Yari's definitely a character guy for us. You know, at times you have to tell him to calm down a little bit, but he was never a guy that usually questioned when he came to being on the ice. You know, as big as he looks, he's in actually phenomenal shape and takes care of himself. And I think he's got a good shot at going there if he plays his game. And you know, and Jake was at their one camp that they did have here in Wisconsin. You know, I think from his feedback, I think that Gary has a legit shot at making that 25-man roster.
Yeah, him and the way that he and Colin Cross play, they're both physical guys, and I think that's what the coaches in Corpus Christi were looking for because of the way hockey's played down in their division in Texas, and they're both guys that are not afraid to go into corners or drop the gloves or do what it takes. They're both high character guys, so I would definitely expect them to have a good showing down in Texas next week.
Yeah. Now you mentioned Colin Cross. He is also going to be attending the Corpus Christi ice rink, I believe,
Yep.
camp. They're both invited to the final camp, and both of them play a very physical style, which really that's the NAHL mold, isn't it? That's the type of player they're looking for.
Yeah, it's stuff that we talk to our guys all the time about being fast, hard, and physical, and those guys are very consistent at what they do, and they enjoy it, which is great. And Colin's had a really, really good off season, actually making 2 main camps with Corpus and the Sioux Eagles. So, he's got a good chance at either one of them. I think he fits in well in both areas and what the coaches are looking for. So there's another guy that played here in the inaugural season actually that is going to the Sioux main camp in Clayton Ludlam. So all those guys, if you look at those 3 players, they all play pretty much the same. They're big, they're strong, they're fast, they like to go hit, they're not afraid of anyone. So, that right now is the North American League type. I mean, they're looking for guys that are willing to throw the grind in, every day, day in and day out. And that's what college hockey is going to be about, because you only play a short season.
And many people won't remember Clayton Ludlam, or maybe they do. He played the first season with the Dallas Ducks, the 2011-12 season, and he actually came to the team mid-season. I believe started around Christmas. Am I right, Jake?
Yeah, we picked him up, I believe, in mid-January from the Twin Cities Steel.
And he was, like Bill said, he's a very physical player. Last year, he played in, I believe, in Northern Ontario, either that or the
Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan. I'm sorry.
Yep.
He played in the Saskatchewan League. Played against a lot of very tough players, that had WHL experience, and he was a very great addition to the Dallas Ducks, and I'm sure, like you said, he'll be getting a good look at the Sioux. The last one is Ian Harris, another player who was young at the start of last year, and was young all year, I guess, but he developed into a really top-notch player, and he had an outrageous number of shorthanded goals, in particular.
I think he had
12 shorthanded goals. In the postseason, he was just couldn't be denied on the PK, and he also has a good shot at catching on with an NAP win.
Yeah, he's another guy that has 2 opportunities. He's got Cooley region coming up here in a week, and he's also is another guy that invited to Corpus's main camp. So I don't know if he fits into the mold of Corpus in that division, but I definitely think he fits into what Cooley region is looking for. I mean, Ian Harris is 95. He's a young kid. He's put up points in the last 3 years playing in the junior tier 3 level. So I think his energy is really what's going to carry him through. His speed and his dynamics and stuff is there, but what I think he can bring to an NA team is I think he could be a good third liner and a guy that can go out and create some scoring chances and havoc for teams.
It's going to be an asset on the penalty kill.
Yeah,
and he also would be the second member of the Cooley region team from the Dallas Ducks, right?
Yeah, with Brett Johnson
Right.
as well. Yeah, Brett Johnson's there. So, I mean, it's great. I mean, we're an hour and a half from a couple of teams. So, these guys can get seen throughout the year, playing here, and we build as a staff relationships with them. So, in the summertime, we can try to get an up on maybe someone else's players going there.
And finally, just before we close, first of all, we want to thank the people that have committed to billeting players, being host families for the upcoming season. I believe almost all of the people who were billets last year are coming back. We have some new ones. It's a work in progress, but we're very happy to have them on board. And that's the absolute roots of the team, isn't it, Bill?
Yeah, I think at any level, as a junior team, you try to be as much community-based as possible, and they don't work if you don't have billet families. And it was a unique situation for me, I guess last year, learning about players living with coaches and stuff, and it worked out actually phenomenal. But this year we've had a lot of people, new billets that kind of jumped on board and want to be a part of it, and I credit you and Jake for that kind of stuff. And I think right now we have, enough for 17 or 18 kids right now, and we're in July, so we have a lot of time, and hopefully Jake's the only one with some kids living with him this year, and make it a little bit more family oriented for some of these players that are coming in from all over.
And for anybody who is interested, there is information on the DelsDucksHockey.com website on that. Contact one of the members of the team or get all the information you need there. And we'd be glad to have anybody that thinks they could help us out in that area. Just for future notice, the team's final tryout camp, I believe, will be August 25th. There is a showcase type tournament, a showcase / tryout tournament at the end of August, am I right?
The 31st, I think, it starts here in the Dells.
And the regular season starts soon after. Mark your calendars, October 4th to 6th. The first home games for the Dells Ducks this season will be against the Maple Grove Energy. That'll be Friday, October 4th, Saturday, October 5th, and Sunday, October 6th. And we have some pretty big plans in the works for that weekend.
Yeah, no, I think we're looking forward to it.
Yeah.
We definitely have our calendar, and we're crossing off the days until the kids come in, and I think we're pretty excited with the group that we have, for sure. And with the 6 that we talked about tonight, and I think we're moving in the right direction to see if we can be close to where we were last year. It's always tough. Last year was definitely special, I think, for all of us, and for every kid that's suited up here. So it's going to be a challenge, and I think we're pretty willing and able to accept it.
Okay, well, Bill and Jake will both be, I believe, in Janesville this weekend. Next week, we probably won't be able to do a show. Bill will be in the New England area for the Chowder Cup tournament, along with the players that are participating. Jake will be at different events up in Duluth, Minnesota, with I think a high school age team. So we'll see you in a couple weeks, and I'm sure we'll have lots to talk about by then. Thank you very much.